Peace.
Peace.
This is Joshua Miller Law, Mr. PhD. You're just now entering the cipher called Real2reel360. KYs.
Peace, God.
Bring that beat in, kid.
Indeed.
Peace.
Yeah. What's going on, party people? Welcome to the Real2reel360 show. Let's get it in. We do the knowledge of wisdom so you can understand. Real2reel360 shows in full command. We changing the game for how it always taught. From bondage to freedom to an independent thought. Yo, the show is here to bring about a change for real. To lighten everyone so we all know the deal. 360 degrees is a fact. We created the show to give our love back to our communities so we can know what's going on and give them the support from knowledge to born. So if you're ready to learn, then it's time to go. Sit back and relax and enjoy your show. Peace.
Peace and blessings to Allah's mighty 5% nation of God's earth, to all the human families of the planet Earth. We bid you a love, peace, and happiness. Hot salute. I am DJ KY's Allah, aka Kato, the Black Superhero. Welcome to Real2reel360. Well, all I got to say is hold on to your seats once again, because we have the reigning champ. Knocks them all out the box when she's on, and we got her once again in the building. But before we bring on this beautiful guest, we're gonna bring on my co-host with the most, none other than Mr. PhD.
Am I the meanest?
Sure enough.
Am I the baddest mofo low down around this time?
Sure enough.
But who am I?
Joshua Miller Law.
Who am I?
Joshua Miller Law.
I can't hear you.
Joshua Miller Law, Mr. PhD.
Peace and blessings to all. Yo, I want to say from the very beginning, may peace be upon DJ Strong, who is family, who started Real2reel360 out podcasting and talk showing. He taught me a lot when it comes down to doing interviews. He helped groom my brother when it came down to DJing. We have, you know what I'm saying, that was family. We all have our ups and downs, but at the end of the day, we love you, DJ Strong, and may peace be upon you. But today's episode is an episode that's going to be epic. If you are sensitive about men and women relationships, if you have a shaded view about how to approach men and women relationships, you might want to turn off today. I'm going to tell you right now, because this young lady right here is going to show everybody and tell everybody how it's really supposed to go down. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's get this together with Miss I Am Shalakemia. Let's go. I've been waiting on this. 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 You hear me?
Hey.
Hey, hey. I've been waiting on this one. Trust and know it. I've been waiting on this one because
hello. Thank you for having me.
We've been waiting to get you back on ever since the first times you've been on before.
Yeah.
And the episodes before was so iconic to us that it opened the doors for conversations that are needed to be had when it comes down to relationship, how men and women deal with each other. But right now, I want to give you an opportunity to introduce yourself to our followers, likers, and subscribers. And trust and know we might go over a little bit today. Just might.
Okay.
Just might.
Well, I'm Shalakemia, and I guess I'm a content creator. I'm also a business coach, and I just like to have conversations that people like to sweep under the rug because I feel like they're healthy and they're healing, and supposed to be teaching points, for us as people.
Now, Shalakemia, let's jump off into this here, right? Peace, how y'all doing in the comment section? When it comes down to men and women when in relationships, people are asking for men, or men are asking for women that are not willing to give in the same content. What is that all about, and how can we move past that and get on the same page?
To be honest, I always thought that sense was common, right? I always felt like when
Right.
you're in a relationship with somebody that, you know, you don't ask someone something that you're not willing to give yourself. Only a selfish person is going to approach you in that type of manner. Somebody that is not looking for a relationship, they're not looking for love, they're not looking for companionship or to build. They are looking for help. That's just cut and dry.
Now, when it comes down to that part, right, we know that a lot of people have been hurt in relationships,
Hmm.
and they bring that baggage into the new relationship.
Right.
And as I always say, they try to make the new guy the next nigga sandwich. You know what I'm saying? And trying to put whatever they've been through on that relationship. How
Hmm.
do that, you know what I mean? How can they expect their new relationship to function?
It's not going to function. You know, I have found myself telling, you know, people that a lot. People will go through hurt in a past relationship and see this next person and will treat them and project on them. And that's really not healthy because listen, if you are not healed, you don't need to be in a relationship with nobody. And I'm not talking about 100% healed because nobody is 100% healed. But you have to come to a relationship and you have to have a clear mind. You have to know that this person in front of me does not have to pay for what the person in back of me did, because guess what, me as a person, I don't want to pay for what someone else did, so I'm not going to make somebody else do that. And it sounds like very simple, to me. I have a healing mindset. It's not so simple for other people. They sabotage the blessing, which is the person, because they have not done the work. They're still hurt. But guess what? They're not really looking for another relationship. They're looking for something to help them get over the last one. It's not going to be another person. And that's what people have to realize. It's not about another person. It's about you.
Now, why is it that we look at this generation now where everyone is like between the age of 40, 50, and 60 and claiming to live their best life, right? And we know as adults, we're not here to be alone, like the conversation we was having behind the scenes.
Right.
What is it about now that in our later years, we want to be single or quote unquote celebrate being single?
No, people are lying. When you see women sit on the internet and they're like, I'm living my best life and I'm so happy and I'd rather be alone, they're lying. And a lot of them tell me the truth behind the scenes. It's a trend. They hear another woman say it, seeing women applaud that woman, they want the applause too. So guess what? I'm gonna fall in line and act like I'm happy. But behind the scenes, you're lonely. You want somebody to go to the movies with. You want someone to enjoy life with. But why can't we just say that? Why can't we just be honest and say that?
Because you know what I'm saying, being older and promiscuous isn't a good look. You know what I mean? They want to be single, but they want to, you know what I'm saying, have intercourse. How does that work? Like, what is that all about?
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know how that works. But I mean, me personally, I don't do that. You don't have to be in a
Right.
relationship with someone to do things like that. I don't
Hmm.
I don't know. I really don't.
Now, there's a question that just popped up in the comments.
I'm
It
about to
says,
say
"What
Mhm.
about you? You meet somebody good. You want to get married. They don't. You can't see living in sin with somebody. So what to do?"
That's not the person for you.
That's the simple.
That's not the
That's the
person for you.
But now, what are we basing this off of? What principles are we basing this off of? We looking at it. I'm not trying to pull religion or creed into it. So I'm just saying,
Right.
what basis are we looking at it from a standpoint? Because you have some people that feel as a single person, they're fine having relationships or situationships, what they call nowadays or whatever,
Yeah.
with other people, and they're good. versus somebody that says, well, I just want to be in a one-on-one monogamous relationship. So when we're talking about how nowadays people are we looking at it from what perspective are you giving to say they're lying or so forth and so on?
Are you saying about the question she asked?
Well,
Or
part of
no?
that can coincide with it.
I didn't understand clearly. I'm trying to understand what you were trying to say.
We're on the basis of what you're saying is the foundation
Mhm.
about that they are lying. Are we looking at from? I want to know. Are we looking at from approach of monogamous relationship,
Oh,
polygamous relationship? How can we? What are we truly basing it on?
okay. When I say that people are lying about being okay being alone,
Okay.
no, I'm asking. Is that what you're saying when I said that people? What
When
I
you
was saying, they're lying
when people,
about saying they want to be alone.
right, when people say they're comfortable living a single life, I guess not being involved in a full-blown relationship, but feel comfortable dating and so forth. So
Mhm.
where are we getting from that for you to say that you feel that they're lying about their when they say I'm good with how I am or boom, boom, boom?
Just because I witnessed that it's like a trend.
Mm-hmm.
A person gets hurt, and then they're like, you know what? I don't ever want to be in a relationship again. I'ma just do me. So I've seen a lot of women have been into me and be like, no, I'm lonely. You know what I mean? I'm not okay being single. I'm not happy. I'm not living my best life. So me, I'm like, well, why did you say that? Oh, because other people are saying it. So it's a trend amongst a lot of women. I really haven't seen it amongst men, me, but more women behind the scenes, they're miserable. They want somebody. They want something real, but why not just come to the table and say, I want something real. You know what I mean? I've been hurt. Do the work on yourself and then try to meet somebody. But people are just getting hurt and shutting down. And I'm not saying that's a bad thing. I don't want anybody to be hurt.
Mm-hmm.
But the person that hurt you, that may not have been the person for you. That maybe not have been the person you're supposed to marry.
Now, there's a comment from Barbara Moss. If you can pull that one up, it says they may not want to be tied down. Been there, done that. They just may just want companionship.
I was I was gonna say that to the previous person's question. A
Mm-hmm.
lot of people will get married once and it didn't work out and they're like, I'm never getting married again. Some people are like that. And guess what? If you're someone that wants to get married, you have to respect that that's what that person wants to do and make a decision if you're going to stay and just be okay with the companionship in the relationship, or you're going to leave and be with someone that wants what you want.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the question that I have is, how can we ask something from other people that we're not willing to give ourselves? Like, people want to put stipulations, regulations, and all these different things on the person that they're having companionships with or talking to, but they're not willing to reciprocate in the same fashion. What is that really about?
To be honest, I like I'm gonna go back to it. I feel like it's selfishness. Because when you're with somebody and you care about them and you love them, you want to
Hmm.
give them too. You don't just want to be a taker. But and this is just my opinion. I feel like people that don't love a person just look at them for financial need or whatever. I feel like they don't love and care about that person.
Mm. Mm.
So
Now,
that's why they're selfish. I mean, those are takers. Why would you want to be in somebody's life and just take from them, but you don't want to make them happy? You see what I'm saying? You don't want to make them feel special. It don't work like that.
what's funny to me about this is people be talking about this imaginary emotional wall that they put up, right? About when it comes to relationships. But
Right.
there's no imaginary wall when it comes to fornication. So how does that work knowing that sexually is an emotion. To have being sexual is an emotional thing. So
Yeah.
if you have an emotional wall up where you can't be in a relationship, but you don't have an emotional wall up where you can give up your body, that's like an oxymoron.
That's a broken person. That's a person that has not done the work spiritually. Because how do you give yourself up in that manner, but you don't want to get close to nobody? You have this wall up in every other area, but what really matters? You're soul tying yourself to this person, but you don't want to be anything else with them. That doesn't make sense. And you could tell that's a broken person. They're broken. They need healing. People, for example, you go to the bar, you meet somebody, they go home and sleep with each other. Why? And wonder why. And let's add in had a child. Don't know who this person is. Don't know what kind of person they
Mhm.
are. But you just slept with them. Now you're pregnant. Y'all have a child. You know nothing about them. Absolutely nothing. Because we are not taking the time to get to know the person before we are intimate with them. And we shouldn't be moving like that.
Well, you know what? Let me add to that. With that, what you just said. Now, the big thing that I've always come across is that from other hurt relationships or someone that wants a relationship that's gone through something, they put expectations onto whom or what they want to have, and
Hmm.
without communicating with that said person to know what this expectation is all about. See,
Yeah.
I'm a person that I dislike expectation because that means you're putting something ahead of me, or if I put something ahead of you, feeling like that's exactly what I'm expecting from you, but you don't know that already.
Hmm.
So to me, it does more damage in the very start of the process than to say I'm gonna let you know later on. If we talk about what's going on from day one, right here and there, to understand my do's, my don'ts, and so forth and so on in the communicating process of starting, because you got to start this relationship
Right.
in order to develop. So, how do you feel in that part about the expectation of word concept?
I mean, I feel like if you have a conversation, then I feel like you wouldn't be disappointed. People put expectations on people, but never have a conversation. You have all the fun, you know what I mean? They're having the sex, they're doing everything but having a conversation. I can't put an expectation on somebody, and I don't even know if they're capable of meeting that expectation. So
Mhm.
that's why it's like communication is so big before you even jump into a relationship with somebody. Guess what? A lot of people would have been saved a lot of heartache if they
Mhm.
had a conversation and got to know the person before they went further and got into a relationship with them and had a child with them. It would save a lot of time and hurt.
Okay, look at
Now,
that.
Shalakemia, hold on
Mhm.
1 second about that with Katie. What about the demasculation of the man in the relationship?
Mhm.
Because that's where it really holds when a woman has been broken or damaged prior to. She breaks down the next man in the relationship, or she
Yeah.
wants to dictate how he moves in this relationship, and not really understand that you're setting a pattern of control and role reversals in the relationship. What do you say about that?
I mean, the situation becomes toxic. I don't believe in that. I don't believe in being in a relationship with a man and downing him, talking down to him. I just don't believe in that type of thing. It happens so much. And I try to speak against it and try to teach people healthy ways to be in, a relationship. Hopefully it's working. But I don't know. Those type of women, they don't need to be dating. They need time alone. And I'm gonna tell you something. You just described a woman that jumps relationship to relationship to relationship and has not healed from anybody. So the next person, it's like the next person is going to get all of that, everything.
But how do you see that when they demasculate a man in a relationship and have a son who becomes feminine in his relationship, he becomes the feminine part in his relationship, can't protect, can't provide, can't do these things because he's watched his mother demasculate the individual that they're in a relationship. And it's like, then, you know what I mean, like become dependent on the woman.
I don't really think, in my opinion, it's about feminine, but I do think it's about children growing up and seeing the roles in the household.
Mm-hmm.
Like a woman, acting like a man.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And want to run a relationship and want to run a house. That's not the natural order.
Mm-hmm.
So guess what? A child is going to do what they see their mom do.
Mm-hmm.
So guess what? That son is probably going to grow up
Mm-hmm.
and allow a woman to do that,
Mm-hmm.
or think that that's how women are supposed to, act. If the father's not there, he has to rely solely on what his mom teaches him. That's another problem, in our community.
Mm-hmm.
It's not that they're not active. In some situations, they're not even given they're not given the opportunity to be active.
Mm-hmm.
In a lot of women in our culture are stopping and stagnating the natural order, and they don't even understand that. Children need both parents.
Mm-hmm.
They need both parents. It's just that black and white. Let me tell you something. If me and my son's father go through something, we went through something. I still need him to father though. I can't be mad that he don't want me and not let him not see his children. I can't do that. My son still needs his father. What we went through is personal.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of black women don't know how to separate the two, and it's killing our community.
Now, my thing is, where did that come from? Whereas women get to the point where they can't separate their relationship with the child being, you know what I'm saying, having a relationship with his father.
No accountability. Women around them telling them that's the right thing to do. There's no correction, nothing. Nobody's telling that mom. Well, I'm not gonna say nobody because I know some people that do.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like they be so hurt and consumed, and now they have vengeance inside of them. So it's like, you know what? I want to hurt him back, and I'm gonna use his child.
Mm-hmm.
That's wrong.
You know, it's different. Like, I'm looking at Katie's comments, right?
Mm-hmm.
And looking at Katie's comments, understanding that there's a different time period. You know what I'm saying? That when we came through, when the moms didn't have the dads wasn't around, the mothers was able to put the children in extracurricular activity where they had male role models. You know what I'm saying? Male role models. That's the difference in then and now, where we were around men who were fathers to us, took on the father role, and didn't have a relationship with our mom. We was able to talk to them. They was mentors and things of that nature. Nowadays, they done took away majority of the extracurricular activity or made it so expensive where you can't really put the children in these programs. So now you have the son sitting up under the mother. And whatever the mother's dealing with, he's dealing with.
Right.
Well, let's be truly honest. The men have been taken out of the picture. The
Right.
men has been taken
Forced out of the picture.
We've lost a lot of fathers to the system.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of them got caught up on the drug, heroin back in the 70s, as we know, and then the crackdemic. So we've had all these things to separate us from that factor. So I understand certain things what he's saying that I wanted to address with and one of the things, let me go back to this right here where he made this comment. Shalakemia, I want you to look at this. And the door talking about the sex on sex. He says it's not an expectation. Sometimes sex is both know what the deal is.
Yeah.
So, you know, Like people, sometimes people don't have to be in a relationship. They just feel like they just want to have sex.
I mean, if people feel like that sex is just sex, that's on them. But sex is not just sex. Sex is a soul tie to a person. I'm not just going around being intimate with anybody and soul tying myself to anybody. I don't know. I don't know that person.
Mm-hmm.
But a lot of people do it, and guess what? You know, do what you want to do. I'm just not doing it. That's not how
But
I operate.
now, even with that situation, we have to understand that the way a man looks at sex and where a woman looks at sex is two different points of view, right?
Hmm.
As a man, we can put it on the table. This is what it is. This is what it is. She can agree. This is what it is, right?
Mhm.
But when it happens,
Mm-hmm.
there's an emotional connection there for her.
Right.
She's not just getting up and leaving, and she's not expecting you to get up and leave.
Right.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. What if that's not true? Now, what if that's not true? Because a woman can say, "Thank you very much. You can leave now."
Yeah, she can say it, but
They,
that don't mean she means it.
And
You
that's
understand me?
true.
Like that's what it is. Like, because I'm gonna tell you, the more and more that you have sex with a woman, she can tell you as many times that, you know what I'm saying, all right, but I guarantee you, when she's feeling some type way, who she's
Mhm.
calling? Who is
Exactly.
she calling? Who? And it has nothing to do with good dick, good pussy, nothing. That everybody has the same. It's the emotional bond and tie the individual has to make the sex good, or make, you know what I'm saying, that part. You know what I'm saying?
If it's allowed, if
You
it's
know what I'm
allowed.
saying? If you sitting there, you having sex with a person on a consistent basis, you're
Mhm.
not telling me that that right there is just sex. Because if it was just sex, then you would be able to move past just her, or
Yeah.
move past just him, and not call him. He won't be the first person on that list to call, and she won't be that first person on the list to call.
What I
That's
mean
to be
is,
honest.
no, because even in that aspect, now I do agree with what you say, but now again, you're dealing with different sides of the coin or different mindsets of people, because some people can just have sex and not give a damn about that person, just to have and say they know that I know if I need a quick fix, like a drug addiction. If I know I need a quick fix, I know where I can go to get it and move on and be about my biz. It
But
Right.
it depends on the individual mindset, because you don't
A
have to
man can do
have an
that. A
emotional
man can do that.
you
A
really don't
man
have
can
to
do
have
that.
an emotional tie to get what you want,
A man
but
can do that,
what
but
you
a
need.
woman can't. A man can do that, but a woman can't.
You
That's
can't
the
you
reason.
can't say that a woman can't. That's your opinion.
Okay,
Some women can.
if you find a woman who will just sit there and fuck you, right, and just fuck you, and keep just fucking you, and don't have no emotional tie, there, you know what I'm saying, I'm gonna tell you, there's a mental blockage. There is mental illness with that woman, because there is no woman that's gonna sit there and have sex with just you, not venture out and get dick from somewhere else.
Even if they
That's not
ventured
gonna
out
happen.
to grab it, if they ventured out to grab it because they want to get it from somewhere else, that doesn't mean that they still got an emotional tie. They could just say, you know what, I know what he makes me feel like when he's getting it or when I'm giving it to
A
him,
feeling
and
is
that's what I
emotions.
want.
Feelings
No.
are emotions. You can't separate
Mhm.
feelings from emotions. You cannot separate feeling from emotion.
You sure about that?
My thing is, you a wise man from the East. Do the research. Let's get the bullshit out the way.
It
Do the
is.
research.
There's
Do
no
the
BS.
research. Feelings and emotions go hand in hand. There is no person, no woman, you know what I'm saying, is going to be unemotional on having sex on a consistent basis. That's not going to happen. And if she tells you that, she's lying to herself and the individual.
and guess why they
Because
lie to themselves?
and
They
and and if you stop trying to have sex with them, it's going to be a problem.
we've seen that before.
Anytime that you break that off, you will have a problem. You know what I'm saying? That's it. I'm speaking for the fact that I've been in situations in my life where it's just been that for me.
Okay.
And it's been agreed upon in that situation. But then when it comes down to separating and saying, I don't want to do this anymore, it becomes a real problem separating.
It
You know what I'm
does.
saying?
So
It becomes a
if
real
a
problem
woman,
separating.
so if a woman approaches you and says, I like the way you look, she's looking at your physicality, right? And
Mm-hmm,
just says, I would like to have you for one night,
mm-hmm,
or if it feels good, I'll call you up some other time when I'm ready to get you again. If you
mm-hmm.
agree to those terms, you can't say that it's an emotional tie, because she's just telling you and you talk about the feeling, she's getting the good feeling that she's wanting, not saying she's emotionally tied to you to want that relationship. That's all I'm saying. And you're talking about the psychological block, which I understand, but you can't say that all women are dealing
I
with
can
the
only speak.
feelings of
I
it.
can only speak
You ain't
from
been with all women.
my. You know what I'm saying? No, I haven't been, but I've been with. I, I've been in situations,
Okay.
right? I've been in situations similar to what you spoke about, and after a while, it goes from just having intercourse to wanting you to come over. Yo, I cooked dinner tonight. You know what I'm saying? You want to come over and eat? Yo, you want to watch this movie with me? You want to quote unquote chill? Then it gets to that point, and then you're like, what happened to that 1, 2 o'clock in the morning when I can come through and get this feeling and go about my business? You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
That's just what that is. And we're at the point where it's now when older women in the 40, 50, and 60 range is the ones who are playing this role of just wanting to have sex. That's all it, because they feel like they're independent. They have the job, they have the money, they have the houses, they have the cars, but they don't have the living dick. That is the problem. That is the problem.
I'm looking at some of the comments.
Yeah, I know, I know, I know.
I can't see them. I can't see
Hold
the.
on, I'm gonna pull this.
KD
One
talking
question.
that crazy shit. You're talking that light skin perspective.
How does your brain? This is my soul. Now this is a lady. She says her soul TY was not sex. My soul tie was and is a George Clinton and Bootsy Collins. We are hugged from 20 years ago. I don't understand it. Let's move on. I don't know what you mean on that aspect. But Barbara Moss is saying, John, that's your personal experience,
Mhm,
right?
mhm.
So
That's what
again,
I said. I said my personal experience.
yeah,
My personal experience, right?
uh
And
huh,
and and this is what I've experienced in my life. So being the fact that no, I've not dated every woman on the planet, right? But also too, I have sisters, I have daughters, you know what I'm saying? I have cousins. And I know individuals who have been in a socially free situation with themselves, right? And then they sit up and wonder why they're alone today, not realizing the more and more you give yourself to individuals, it's harder for a man to accept you because of he don't see any part that belongs to him.
is that not coming from a communicational standpoint or just a judgment?
That my thing is, if you know that the woman that you're with or you're dating has been promiscuous, not only been promiscuous unknowingly, but knowingly have been around, and are you going to establish a relationship?
Again, that's upon a person's perspective. I would never answer that for somebody else.
I asked you that question, though. But I asked you that.
Me. Are you asking me? Okay,
I asked you.
Okay, absolutely not. Knowing that I know what I know. For me.
Why?
But if that's what that person,
why you wouldn't do it?
Then they can move on, is what I'm saying.
But why you wouldn't do it?
Huh?
Why you wouldn't do it?
Because that's not for me. I'm not built for that, for what they chose, they want to do for themselves. I have the option of saying yes or no if you're letting me know this. If you're doing this behind my back and I find out, then there's consequences and repercussions to that. And we all understand it. But if you
talking about that.
But if you come to me to the table with it, and I have an understanding now, if I'm choosing to like you, and then I say, well, I accept what you do, then that falls on me. It doesn't fall on that person. That falls on me because I'm the one that's accepting that role and understanding that she's promiscuous, and I'm allowing myself to fall into that situation. So it's always coming back to the individual for what they choose for themselves, rather than, like I said, I'd rather know what I'm stepping into than don't know and then get caught up in something and say I'm blinded eye for it. Who else is there to blame?
Now hold on, Barbara. You're right. Every woman isn't promiscuous. That is true. But also, too, you just co-signed what I said, and don't even realize you co-signed what I just said.
Come on,
because when I said there's no way in the world I'm going to know that she sat there and was slinging her pie out like she was a Muslim on the corner with bean pies, and I'm going to accept that as my woman. I can't do that. There used to be a statement that I used to make, you know what I'm saying, about dealing with sisters in the nation, right? Mm-hmm. I'm not going to open your legs and be at Parliament. That's not going to happen for me. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to be in a situation where I know you've been with this one and I know this one. You've been with this one and I know this one. That's not going to happen. Individuals not be able to come in my house and me and him laughing and joking and watching the football game knowing that he's done been with my woman. That's not a comfortable situation. And it's not a comfortable situation for a woman to know that her man has been with her friends. This is not one-sided. This is not one-sided. It's the same way regardless of whatever. If your woman knows that you have slept with her friends cannot come back to the house.
Oh, absolutely. Nobody's saying nothing about that. But that's the case. What if you slinging dick just like a tightrope? If you throwing it out there to say how women would be throwing it out there, what's the difference? The role is still the same.
There is no difference.
The box is twisted.
There's no difference. There's no difference.
But if you are out there, there and you will find a woman that you like, but they know you out there, but you tell them, hey, I like you, and just let you know, I sling this D like I'm, blowing out the cane. And she looks at you like, come on now, really? But but you want to pursue that, but you being Big Dick Willie trying to throw it all out willy-nilly style. So
now the whole thing is we're not talking about when you're in a relationship throwing dick. We're talking about before you get in a relationship and you were this way, right? If you've dealt with a woman's friend, right? You dealt with a woman's friends or her circle of sisters, her sister circle, prior to y'all getting together or prior to you trying to shoot your shot to make a committed relationship with her, do you think she's going to accept you? First of all, she already know what your dick is like, but the simple fact is women talk like men.
Then she still don't know what it's like. She knows what she heard. She don't know
well, either way, you and KD can go ahead with that bullshit that y'all talking. Because that right there that's BS. Because the reality of it is a woman is not going to sit there and deal with you knowing that you have slept with all her friends. That's not going to happen. The same way a man is not going to deal with a woman that slept with all his friends. That's not going to happen. That's not.
But
that's not going to happen. then that's what we're talking about. Y'all talking about slinging dick in a relationship.
But you
now, if
talking
you're
about
talking about
friendship now, you put on the
no,
fact
I'm
about
talking.
with
Y'all
his
talking about
girlfriend and
infidelity.
that's not what we're talking about.
Y'all talking about infidelity in a relationship. I'm not talking about infidelity in a relationship, because an infidelity in a relationship has nothing to do with him and her. It has something to do with the person that is cheating, because that is cheating. When you're giving a commitment to someone and you say, yo, I'm going to go out here and sling this dick and I still got this person at home, you the one that owes that person at home. The person that you're with don't owe that person. You know
Absolutely.
what I mean? So that infidelity is something totally different. That's a conscious decision that you choose to make to destroy your relationship.
But you don't
now,
have to be
if
in a
you in that,
relationship to do that. That you could just be in a situation.
That's two different things. A situation,
it's all
a situation.
What makes it all different?
A situation is not commitment. We're talking about commitment and non-committal. Situation is non-committal. It's non-committal.
Again,
a situation is non-committal.
So,
it's non-committal.
So if a situation is brought up to say, this is what I'm looking for, this is what I'm expecting, or as like I'm saying, Shalakemia, if somebody says, this is the situation going on with me, here's what I want of you. If you can handle it, it's good. If not, move on to the next. That's still a situation or a situation. It's a choice. We have a choice. It may not be the right choices we make sometimes, but we have the right to make a choice when the choice and opportunity is given. If it's taken away from you, then it's not your fault.
Right.
Right.
Now, KD wants to come in on the live.
KD
I ain't got time for that shit. Because KD want to talk about infidelity and throwing dick. That's not what we're talking about. That's not what we're talking about. That's not what we're talking about. And I'm not finna be. They're not going to turn this into no comedy show. You know what I'm saying? The bullshit. This is not what it's going to do. What I'm saying is straight up and down. If you send, go ahead, send them the link. Send them the link if that's what you're going to do. But the reality of it is, we're not going to sit here and downplay the point where individuals make conscious decisions. And when you make these conscious decisions, your conscious decision fucks up things in the going forward. You know what I'm saying? That's what it is. You know what I mean? You can't tell me that for the life, you're talking about a situationship and you're talking about a relationship. One is committal and one is non-committal. If you're in a relationship, then that's something different. If you tell a person and put it on the table that this is what you want, woo, 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 how come those relationships don't last? You do not see those relationships last. You know why you don't see them last? Because the individual caught emotional ties. They caught feelings. They caught feelings. And I'm not trying to hear that shit. I'm telling you, straight up and down, so y'all can play with that. That's your playing. I'm being dead serious because that's playing. Because at the point that I'm talking, that's playing. This situation, you and KD playing. You and KD playing. And that right there.
This is
it's not semantics. Situation.
If I'm being
situations
right you can't
that you're not being right and exact. Obviously, you're not being right and exact because you're talking about a situation which is non-committal. That's non-committal. We're talking about non-committal. We're talking about non-committal. We're talking non-committal and committal, right? We're talking two different things.
What was the topic coming on the show?
You know what I'm saying? The topic was talking about relationships. And this is
you just say we're not talking about
relationships. You said situation. You said situationships. You're talking situationships, which is non-committal. And we're trying to figure out why men and women cannot be committed to one another and downplay one another in relationship. Because it's the demasculation that goes on in the relationship, right? It's the demasculation that goes on in the relationship because a woman has been hurt because she chose to deal with an individual that broke her heart or whatever the case may be. And now she takes it out on the individual that's coming to help and be committed to her. It has nothing to do with the whole situation of slinging the dick and slinging the pussy because they don't need to be in a relationship for that. But eventually they're going to want to be in a relationship.
by their choice.
You know what
By their choice. They will choose to want to be in a relationship when they come to that in their self. Not for what you're saying, but for the person themselves. We can say all day long about this to that, but the bottom line is if she's hurt or if he's hurt and they bring that to their next relationship, then that's the baggage that they got to continue to deal with. And then, but if they don't allow the other person that they see to have an understanding of why they got this baggage, it'll always be chaos.
But a lot of people can't see that. A lot of people can't see that, Kay.
Some people don't want to, because some people.
It's a lot of people so damaged that they can't see that they're bringing that,
and a lot of people have narcissistic
bringing that on
in that portion. Here goes KD.
Right, here come the bullshit right here. Here come the bullshit right here. Bring him in here. Bring him in here. Because I'm not finna deal with the bullshit, the games that you and KD about to play. Because that's not what it is. It is. Because that's that's the reason why. That's the reason. No, that's the reason why. That's the reason why you brung that to the table, because we're not talking about slinging dick. He's going to talk to you about slinging dick and
talking about sex being promiscuous.
First of all, this is what we're talking about. When a woman is damaged, he says sex is just sex, deal with it. That was his whole idea. But a lot of times women are emotionally tied to their vaginas. They are emotionally tied.
That's fact.
So there is no just deal with it. There is no just deal with it. Okay, go ahead, Katie. Because he brought you in here for some reason, which I've never seen him do this shit.
I think. Listen, Howard. Listen. This is the thing. I think what happened was how you changed what you were saying. It went from being in a relationship and what the young lady was saying about the soul ties. I'm sorry, I forgot your name. I'm so sorry.
Shalakemia.
Yeah, okay. What the young lady was saying about the soul ties. Now that's totally different in being in a relationship. What you said was about having sex and them catching feelings, and that you knew there's no woman that will actually be out there and having sex with no feelings. What I was saying was that was in your opinion. Okay, because each of us, hold on. Each of us knows someone that's not like that. Each of us has grown up with some woman that's not like that, that doesn't have those soul ties or doesn't have those type of feelings that you can actually fucking get along with. That you can actually sit there and be friends with. That you can actually be. Would you
make her your woman? Would you make her your woman?
That wasn't the subject. That's what you're saying now. That's what you're saying now. But that wasn't. But hold on, brother. That's what you're saying now. That wasn't part of the subject, what you was talking about. So you had to keep it on the line, Justin Mel. You had to keep it on the line of what you're going to talk about and how you're going to keep skipping over different parts of the text to get to the what you want to say. Now, bro, okay, now you saying that, okay, let's skip to
now we already what you just said. That we will not knowingly know for an actual fact that a person has been giving away, and I've said this already, themselves to other individuals, happy-go-luckily, and turn around and make that your woman.
And that's from a woman's perspective too.
And I said that.
If you out there doing that, then you know what I'm saying. It's what KY said. But as what you did, and as KY said, that's up to that individual. Both of y'all was right. That's up to that individual, whether they want to make that woman or that man that's slinging dick or pussy their people, then that's up to them. We don't know that, man. We don't know what's going on with them. You know what I'm saying? Only thing we can say in our opinion. You were saying
this is my opinion.
Okay, but you never said that. You never said that. What you said was
anything I say is my opinion. If I say to you,
you said ain't no woman. You said ain't no woman in the world don't accept them.
In my personal experience, and I said that. See, that lets me know that active listening ain't working in the brown skin community.
No,
You know what I'm
actually, you
saying?
didn't. Wait, hold on, Michael.
Yes, I did say that.
Hold
I
on,
did say
Michael.
that.
Listen, Michael.
I did that. I did.
Michael, this
did.
ain't JJ. Michael, this ain't JJ. That ain't what you said. Now, what I was trying to get
That's
to.
not what I said.
You didn't say that at first.
Yes,
You
I
didn't
did.
say in my
I said that in
opinion.
the whole conversation, and I said in my personal experience. My personal experience.
He did
my
say
opinion.
that.
I
He
did.
did say your personal
Yeah, I
experience.
did.
He did.
Like I said,
I did.
He did say, but that's why I said
That
He
just
did.
must see.
that's
See,
why I said he can't say
that's what I'm
all
saying. Like,
because he has not been with all women.
and
he
I said my
right.
personal
He said my
experience.
personal experience. He did
Right.
say that. Now,
What I was saying was what I
So-
was saying was when it first started, not later on when into the conversation, when you finally had to admit it was in your personal experience. Now, when the conversation
Everything that I'm
began,
saying
and
is in my
I've been
personal
on
opinion.
now, I've been on. But when you
I
first
know you've been
started on
on.
your rampage,
That's just
you
like,
didn't say
that's
in my
just like
personal. That was
my
later
thing
on
is.
into the conversation. So
But
yes, the lady was right. That was later on into the conversation
my
when you
thing
had
is.
to calm yourself down and say, okay, it was in my personal experience. The other
So that
parts that you were
lets
saying
me know.
before that,
That lets me know that when I speak, right? Because when I speak on Real2reel 360, I'm giving you my personal opinion. When I tell
sometimes you got to
hold
label
on.
it as that.
No, and that's the sad part as a dope. If I tell a person I don't like your music, that's my personal
Right,
opinion.
right.
Do I have to tell you your music ain't good, or do I have to say this is the actual fact that everybody feels that you're? I didn't say everybody feels. This is my personal opinion. This is the way I feel about it. Because when you look at it, how many women do you know that was promiscuous in your town that had to find a mate outside of your town?
My town is small. Everybody don't fuck with everybody. You had to get the fuck away from there. Ma'am, let
I'm
me
not
ask you a question. When you was giving your opinion, when you was giving your opinion,
Oh
did
my
you ever
goodness.
say? Did you ever say, in your opinion, you was giving your professional opinion, but did you ever say that's in my opinion? You spoke on soul ties. You spoke on a lot of things since I've been watching,
I
sitting
mean,
back.
I've said it. I've said it twice. That's my opinion. I don't want anybody to get anything misconstrued. But yeah, I've said it twice
correct.
Yeah,
during the
yeah.
show. Yeah.
Okay, and that's what and see, like I said in the beginning of the conversation.
But I want to
So
ask
when you
you a
saying sex is
question.
just hold on.
Hold on,
When
John.
you said sex is just sex, hold on, no, because you brung them on here for a reason. You said sex is just sex, so deal with it. Is that a
Yeah.
fact? Should I say that a fact, or is that your opinion? Because the way you said it was like that's a fact. So I should assume that that's a
No,
fact, or should I? It
it
was
was
your opinion. It was your opinion. Was that your opinion?
it was in
But
response to what you
is that
said
your
as if it was fact.
no? But is that your
No,
opinion?
no, but it was in
Is it
response
your?
to
Is
if
that your
it was.
opinion? Yes or
But
no? Is that
but
your
I
opinion?
shouldn't have to. Let me
I
take
shouldn't
your
either.
words. Let
I
me take
shouldn't
your
either.
words. I shouldn't have to
But you did,
let you
and
know
you
that it
did.
was my opinion,
No, but
right?
that's right. That's right.
So
But
you
see,
should
we're
automatically
talking.
know it's my opinion.
We're talking facts and opinions. So you can make a statement that I should automatically assume that was your opinion.
But that's what you did.
No, but the whole thing is, but you
Did you
took
not
it.
do that?
No, since you took it, you took everything as being
Did
an
you not?
actual
Did you
fact.
not? But did you not say your stuff
Well,
and then you didn't
I
base it
did.
on
It's my
opinion?
opinion.
You said it. You
I
said
did.
it was
I
you,
based it on my
not
personal,
in the
and I
beginning. That's
said
what
it
I'm
a few
talking about,
times.
Josh.
No, the reason why you didn't hear it because you're texting him trying to get in.
No,
You're texting him
No, I
trying to get
wasn't. I
in.
was on the board.
Yes, you was.
I was on the
No,
board,
he
bro.
was texting. There's no way, and you're texting him to try to get in a
No,
conversation,
he
and the whole thing
he
is
said
like,
the only thing he said to me by text was invite him in.
let
That
me
was
right. But the
that was
whole
it.
thing is, The whole thing is, even with that, when do we do that?
But so that was your
Stop,
opinion. That was your opinion that you think I was backstage trying to get in. That's your opinion that you thought I was backstage trying to get in.
I'll deal with that in a second. Since when we do that?
Since you heard me just say, I just said.
That's right. Since when you do? There's been a lot of people want to get on.
Like to come
there's a lot of people want to get on, but we don't do that. But we
I don't
do
know.
it
I don't know
today.
about a lot of people say they want to get on
because we don't do it. It's something we don't do.
Now. I'm dealing with something we don't do. You're asking about it, and I'm
it's something we don't do. But
no,
either way it goes,
we can have people that come on, and if they, I said to you, he will. And did you not?
And this is a game for me right now. This is a game because it's like you sit here and this. All right,
nope.
I'm done.
You're taking it all out of context.
I'm done. No, I'm done.
Let's get back to the subject at hand.
I respect y'all opinions. Everybody can disagree about whatever we need to disagree about.
It's not. No, it's not.
Everybody can disagree on what we need to, what we think about it. I agree with some of the things the young lady said, and as far as soul ties, but at the same time, in my opinion, let me say this: in my opinion, there are times when sex is sex. I mean, and people, and you do have people like the people that was in the comments that was agreeing with it. Sometimes sex is sex. Sometimes it's not. If you catch feelings on a situation, then that's what you catch feelings on. Or if you meet somebody who says they're not going to catch your feelings and then they catch feelings, that's just something that you went through. That's something that you went through. Okay, so but everybody's growing, everybody's reaching out, everybody doesn't see it the same. Everybody ain't went through the same thing. But that was my point of coming in like that.
That becomes a mindset though. When you say sex is just sex, that's a mindset. It could be an opinion, it could be / a mindset. To you, sex is just sex. To me, sex is not just sex. It's deeper than that.
Right.
I'm not willing to
that's your opinion, right?
Have sex with anybody. Is sex being deeper than my opinion? No.
So you're an expert in that, right?
I'm not an expert in that, but I do have a degree in psychology.
So that would be your opinion though.
I mean, I don't think it's just my opinion though.
Okay, what I said is not just my opinion based on some of the statements that was on the thing. So that would be your opinion of the situation, right?
I think other people share my opinion, just like other people share your opinion, because they're just not there in life yet.
But that's what I was saying. So it's just your opinion. It's just your opinion.
Not really.
And people share your opinion like people share my opinion. Just your opinion.
I feel like that, but I also feel like it's a mindset. I'm at an age where I don't feel like sex is just sex.
Right.
Maybe you're at an age where you feel like sex is just sex, and that's fine. That's a mindset. It's opinion. That's where you are in life. I'm somewhere different in life.
Right. Actually, I'm a little older, so I've been through both situations.
Oh, you're older than me?
Yes, I'm older than you. So I've been through both situations and I just understand what it is. I haven't forgot what it was, or I haven't tried to change who I was or what I dealt with or anything or mindsets. My thing is I'm different now. I can say certain things and I can see certain things as it is. You know what I'm saying? I can respect that woman for her feelings. I can respect that woman for how she deals with situations. You see what I'm saying? But I still see things in certain ways. Sex is sex with certain people. Sex is not sex with certain other people's. That's my opinion.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying? And that's based on my life. That's based on my life. Just like Josh Mill said, the things he went through. You see what I'm saying? That was his opinion. The things I went through is my opinion, and the things I went through. That's the only thing I'm saying.
Are you married?
Yes, I am.
You're married, and you still have the mindset that sex is just sex.
Not based on my marriage, no.
Okay, based on your past.
Based on my past.
But you're not there anymore.
but I still can talk about it because it's a part of
No, not that
what I
you can't
went
talk
through.
about it, but I'm
Yeah,
saying you're not there anymore. You don't think like that no more. You're married.
but I can understand what's going on. That's just my
Right.
opinion.
Understanding is fine. I'm just saying your mindset isn't there anymore. Sex isn't just sex to you now. You are married to somebody. It's more than that, right?
To me and my wife, yes.
Okay. Next question. We ready to move on?
All
Yep.
right. We have Miss Che Williams right here. And she says her personal opinion is that the loyalty should be from on both firm on both parties. If one partner feels attracted to another person and it's unhappy with the current relationship, the decision to part ways should be done before an infidelity occurs. That's what she was stating. You need a comment?
No.
Okay. Then we have another one here from Mr. KT says sex isn't just sex. When you're having sex, you're having it for some reason,
Right.
meaning you want something from that person.
Agreed.
Okay.
I agree with that.
Yeah, sex.
And he says you want love, you want a nut, or you want the feeling, you want to. Okay. And then his question is, or as it's still part of his statement, but when you have sex, you want a nut, right? Meaning you want to feel released. So sex isn't just sex.
Right.
But isn't that part of sex?
You said that sex is just sex. That's what
But
you said.
isn't that
Like,
but isn't that part of sex?
isn't
The
what part of
release,
that?
the release, the busting, whatever he said. I
But
ain't.
still, there's a
He
purpose
said a lot of
behind
stuff.
why you're having it. You want to release.
But isn't that part of sex?
I mean, they say head is a part of sex, but a lot of women don't want to give it.
That is so true. I totally agree with you.
I mean,
And
come on.
but it's still a part of sex.
Right. I feel like it should be mandatory. Guess what? That's my opinion.
It is. I totally agree with you. I totally agree with you.
Some women feel like, no, it's not a part of sex. It's nasty and, whatever else. They want you to do them, but they don't want to do you.
I totally agree
My
with you.
opinion.
I ain't got no argument in that. I totally agree with you.
So, so Shalakemia, the bottom line in about what we're discussing, and we're dealing with, if we're dealing with relationships, so we're dealing with, are we dealing, because relationships can form in different patterns, because we have
Mm-hmm.
relationships where it's one-on-one, we have relationships where it's more than that. So that's why I'm trying
Right.
to understand the clarity, because you have relationships that deal with polygamy, you have
Yeah.
relationships that deal with swingers, we have so all those are different aspects, but the bottom line in it all is there's sex being uh added to the situation.
Right.
So, and then if we don't have the actual understanding of each one, then there's an illusion that can be created. So what we're
Mm.
trying, what I'm trying to have an understanding is, you're saying, and I got you, like I said, because we all have our opinions and we all entitled to,
Right.
because I can never say what all women are like when I have not been with all women.
Right.
Each and everybody else is their individualism, who they are, and that's how I don't judge upon what happened to me from the, I do have my own thoughts about what happened to me, to say that what I didn't allow, I'm not going to allow for the next. And so
Mm-hmm.
that has to come from me, not from
Right.
the person I'm trying to be with. And I would
Exactly.
that person, if I'm being with somebody else, know to say, listen, I like you, or and I see where this may be going.
Mm-hmm.
So here's something of me I need to share with you. So it's not like you're caught off guard or you don't have an understanding about it. Understanding and communication is that factor. That's all I'm saying throughout the whole thing. Some people, and I'm gonna say for myself, I've had
Mm-hmm.
sex with women just to have sex. I wasn't looking for no committed relationship. I wasn't in it for that. I was just looking to get my rock off, or however you want to call it, and move on. Didn't have no ties with it whatsoever. if I chose to go back to it, still doesn't mean that I had feelings. It just means that I know what I need to do to get it off and where I can go to. Because if I can't get it from the other person at that time, and I know I got a sure thing over there that'll do what I need to do, that's just it, with no ties. But again, that was a different time and space for what I was in.
A different place. But guess why? Guess why people do that?
And so, and
Because
that's
they've
the
been
understanding we're trying to get
people,
across throughout this whole situation, this whole dialect,
right?
and like I said,
So
nobody's hammering, because what you say, I respect a lot. And that's why I'm asking the questions that I ask, because many people don't know this or may not want to share their truth.
right.
We have
So
a lot of people that hide behind the closets on themselves with other people, then find out later on they not who they say they are.
right.
Mm.
If I could say this, right? And this is an observation, because I want to be clear on this panel.
Mm-hmm.
This is an observation that a lot of people don't pay attention to. A lot of men move in that manner, and some women move in that manner too, because they've been hurt.
Right.
So then they put a wall up, and they're like, you know what? I'm not gonna love anybody because I did that. And I was hurt. And y'all men hurt a little different than us women hurt. So, y'all put that wall up and y'all feel like, you know what, I'm just going to not put my feelings to anybody. I'm just going to do me. Doing me might be sleeping with multiple women, not having any emotion or whatever attached to it, trying not to. But you're a human being, so you're going to catch feelings for somebody. You're going to see that person that you're having, social sex with. You're going to see him with somebody else, and it's going to be like a little bit of jealousy there. Or it's going to come up like, oh, I seen you with your little boyfriend, or, things like that. But that's where that stems from. If people want to know, it stems from hurt and pain. People don't want to run around and sleep with a whole bunch of people. They do it from hurt and pain and not wanting to give, open themselves up to people. Now, that's our observation.
Okay. Now, in that same class, what you just said, what if there was never no hurt and pain, but just an understanding of what was taught to that person?
That could be it too. It could be a number of things.
Mm-hmm.
What you said, it could be that too. It could be a number of things, but guess what? Nobody's born and nobody's just born to be like, oh, I'm gonna sleep with a whole bunch of people. No, something happened. They develop a mindset.
So
okay, this is what I have to do to protect my feelings and protect myself from being hurt. If I deal with multiple people, I don't have to worry about that. Mm-hmm. That's how some people's mindset work.
So in a sense, like, we're talking about how we are in the environment we grow under, or what's being taught around us and what we observe from a young age versus then going into our own experiences as we grow up in our own adolescent times. And then whenever, like you said, because when we get tired of what we get tired of, then we're tired of it. And the only person that can make that decision to stop being tired of it is that individual.
Yeah.
Okay. If we allow somebody else to make that opinion for us, then we've given them that power. We have no, so we really won't have no room to say, "Oh, you can't do that." No, they're going to do it as long as you continue to allow them to do it to you.
Yeah. A person, like you were saying, that people will make the person in front of them pay for what the person behind them did, the last person that hurt them, right? Mm-hmm. But guess what? While that person is, has this new person in front of them, this person that did nothing to them, just trying to be good to them, trying to build with them and see where things go. It's like the person that hurt you still controls you because you are still consumed in what happened. Mm-hmm. You can't even fully move on and give this person in front of you a fair chance in a relationship because you still going off of what happened in that marriage, what happened in that relationship. They cheated. So guess what? You're going to get with the person in front of you and start accusing them of cheating. You see what I'm saying? You're going to start projecting on them the things you went through before, and it's not there.
Mm-hmm. And that's what we was talking about before, carrying that baggage, carrying the load onto the next relationship, and without addressing it or knowingly to say, let me carry that because this person doesn't deserve that.
Right. It's hard
to do that. It's hard to do that when you're still being blinded to yourself.
Right.
You know, like
Right. When you're still
you said,
carrying that hurt and
you know,
pain
you
from what
never know.
happened, you carry it everywhere you go. And it's like, nobody can show up to me with 100 suitcases of pain and hurt and think that I'm about to accept that. Listen, I understand you've been hurt. And I just want to highlight that I only date black men. I don't date outside my race. But when a black man comes to me and I have to explain sometimes, I'm not who hurt you. And guess what? I understand you still have some hurt. Work through that though. Work through that. Nobody's gonna be 100%. But if you can come into this situation and not make me pay for that, I'm good. You could be healing while we together. As long as you don't take that out on me, I'm good. Because I still have some healing to do. But I'm not gonna take it out on someone else. That's not fair and that's not right.
I understand that.
It's mental abuse, to be honest. There's a lot of people that will get in a relationship with someone and mentally abuse them and be like, oh, well, my husband used to. That person, I've had to, coach people on this. That man's not your husband. Why do you keep comparing apples and oranges?
Right.
You can't do it.
Right. So main thing. So to establish a new relationship, what are the first things that you think as men and women should do before making that committed effort into the solid foundation?
Communication. Communication. Don't lead with sex. Communication. Because guess what? You'll be able to see red flags early on, if any, if you communicate first. And you're spending time getting to know this person. It's like, get to know. Some people are so fascinated with where somebody work, how much money they make, what kind of car they drive, that they don't get time to get to know the person. Those things shouldn't matter because they come and go. How does that person treat people? You see what I'm saying? Is that person a good mother, a good father? How are they? Not what they have, not what's between their legs. What kind of person? If people start with that, they'll be good. They'll be good.
Right. One of the questions coming from my people know is asking, are you single?
I am.
Okay. And also I'm gonna put this up so you can see this here, read along with me. Shay Williams also says, if you are truly in a committed relationship, the affair of the heart with that partner should take presidency over sex. For instance, what would one do is, what did I say? A partner had a medical health crisis. Okay, what if your partner had a medical health crisis? Would that be the deal breaker, a reason to leave or cheat?
No.
The correct answer should be no. So
no, absolutely not. I don't know. I'm different. You don't do people like that. If I'm in a relationship with someone and God forbid, they become sick or whatever, that doesn't change the relationship. You know what I mean? If you were good to me, we have a strong foundation. We can work through that. The only people that want to leave are the people that never seen the future with you, never loved you, and never cared about you. That's so crazy she said that. I just seen a post and someone shared it to me. A woman, her husband became ill, and they were trying to look for somewhere for him to go because his wife just left. That hurt my heart so bad. I was like, wow, imagine that. That's crazy. People don't take vows serious. That's why I have not been married yet. Because I want somebody that's going to take those vows serious with me. Because I'm going to live by them. For better or for worse, through sickness and health. And that's not just with a person. That's like with God. You know what I mean? Like you're telling God, I'm going to be with this person through this. That's serious business.
I definitely can agree with you on that. I can. And I didn't realize that our time. We ran over in our time, which is okay, because definitely what this topic has brought to the table, it was really something to be shared with and still. And this could be definitely a part 2 and a part 3 series of this. So before we go, I just want to can you please let everybody know where they can reach you, and if they want to contact you to get your information out there, they can see you, because you're definitely got your own podcast as well.
Yeah.
So please let them know.
Yeah, my name is Shalakemia Mafa. You can find me anywhere. I'm Shalakemia on all platforms. Anywhere you can find me with that name, you'll find. And I have a bunch of, videos. I talk about a lot of stuff. A lot of people, can't afford to coach with me, and I understand that. That's why I talk about a lot of things about healing and building and just being a better person on my YouTube and my Instagram.
Right. All right. Well, Mr. PhD, is there anything you would like to say before we close out, my brother?
I'm good.
Okay.
Shalakemia, thank you, baby.
Absolutely. I can't wait to come back.
Oh, definitely. You know, it's not a problem. We always look forward to you, because it's a great thing with you, and I appreciate it and respect you highly. And
Thank
I
you.
always make sure that you got this home front platform right here. Like we had said in the beginning, you don't have a home away from home. You got a home right here on Real to Real, and we appreciate you.
Thank you.
All right. KD, I'm gonna sign you off, my brother. I appreciate you. All right, we'll holler.
All right, much love, man. Enjoy the conversation.
Thank y'all.
Yeah, right.
To all our panelists that was making their comments, we appreciate that as well. So we appreciate each and everybody. Like you said, this is Real to Real. Don't think just because what you heard in the beginning is all crazy or whatever, we good. That's what siblings do. We have our own opinions, and we still love one another. So,
I love you, but the after party finna be a motherfucker. I'm gonna let you know. I love you.
We gonna get it. We gonna get it. All right, everybody. Y'all take care. We out of here like last year. We hope that everybody enjoys themselves. This fresh start in the week. Be blessed. Be out of here.
Oh, Magic 1 tomorrow.
Huh?
Magic 1 tomorrow.
All right, we have our special guest Magic 1 tomorrow, so please don't miss that. Tell a friend to bring a friend, and so forth and so on, and we'll continue to watch Real2reel360. On behalf of my co-host with the most, this is DJ KYs. We are out of here like last year, y'all. Peace.
Yo, ladies and gentlemen, we starting to come to the end of the show. Right now, I want to take the time out and thank our guests for coming on. Also, too, we want to make sure that y'all listening and subscribing, and tell a friend and keep sharing, because we're going to keep bringing y'all the real content. You know what I mean? So, DJ K-Wise, my brother, take us up out of here, son. Peace.
I want to give a big shout out to the nation of gods and earths. To all the human families on the planet Earth, I say peace. But to our subscribers, those who continue to watch and listen to the show each and every time we come on, I give a big shout out and love, peace, and happiness to you. To peace, the man, woman, and child of the you and I verse. It's time for us to disperse. We bring the best, not the worst. We thank you once again for tuning in to the Real 360. Bring a friend to hit that like and subscribe, so we continue to grow, to bring more knowledge and wisdom to you. Upon our show, you make it possible for us to do what we do.